This Anything Goes podcast, man. It's your boy Sean Peoples. I'm here with my brother Demby. I'm there with my brother Mr. Reza. Hey, people, if you like the work that we're putting in, if you like the movement that we have going on, like, subscribe. Again, subscribe. Share with your friends. Share with your family. You know, just pass it around. Let people know about us and all that good stuff. But yeah, it's the Anything Goes podcast, man. I'm Mr. There with my brother them. Hey, Mr. Reza, Demby, how everything going on with y'all, my brothers? How y'all doing?
Yeah, I'm a good man. I'm glad for there, my brother them. I see it. Yeah, man. Everything good.
Yep.
Yeah, brother, good to go, man. Just go on while I'm with the brother them. You see it?
Yeah, I don't even got to ask you how the weather is in the city because, you know.
So ain't no need for all that.
Yeah, but we don't, at this point, we don't really care.
We don't even care. Yeah.
We ain't in the city.
Yeah.
You know? But yeah, man, you know, everything going on good with us. We are veterans here. You know, we all served the great old United States of America. We went on the battlefield for Uncle Sam.
Absolutely.
Do we think that the veterans that stormed the Capitol should lose their VA benefits? Think about it for a second. Do we think that these veterans that stormed the Capitol the other day, you know, do we think they should lose their VA benefits? Mr. Reza, what do you think?
Should they lose it? 150%. They should.
Be out of here.
Yeah, 150. I would say even 1,000. But this is why they should lose it. They try to overthrow a government, insurrection. You're not a law-abiding citizen.
Yeah.
You know, why should you keep the benefits that you have?
Of the government that you try to overthrow?
That you overthrow. That doesn't make any sense to me. So, you know, they shouldn't have those benefits. You know, they should have thought about that. You know, we had
prior to all of that.
Definitely, we had an election. You know, that's what
they said, possibly the most fairest election in all the history of America.
So
very close.
We had that. So, you know, and the outcome came. You know, in life, we got to accept what was given. You know, sometimes you get what you want, and sometimes you get what you don't want. You know, so but at the end of the day, they should have just accepted it. Like they said, one of the most fairest election. So you should have accepted it, and maybe next time go out more in numbers and try to change what happened. So
they have a saying that elections have consequences.
Yeah,
that's what they say all the time.
Yeah, they do say that.
Republicans say that a lot.
Yeah. So for me to go up there and try to overthrow a government, which was definitely what they was trying to do, is I have no words for it.
You know, it was actually heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Watch that whole situation take place. Me sitting back watching it on TV that day, I kind of felt like something was going to happen, but I didn't feel like it was going to be on that scale of how it happened. And to see it happen on that scale, and to see those same guys that running around saying the election it was stolen, some of those same people that say Barack Obama wasn't born in America and tell you that there's no such thing as systematic racism in America. To see some of those same guys now who always say that we were complaining, and if we didn't like America, we should leave. Go storm the Capitol and try to overthrow the government was kind of like, how does that make sense?
Well, it doesn't make sense. And, you know, I hate to be on the opposite side of the spectrum, but like we said, you know, we're here to share our opinions and stuff like that. And everything that Reza said was eloquent. I agree 100%. Well, 98%. Is the part that I disagree with is
opinion based.
Right, the opinion based. Absolutely. And but the part that I feel like no, the veterans should not lose their benefits. And even there's place for criminals, and that's jail. And if they got kids or family member who disagree with them, the benefits can go to them as well. But put them in jail, but to make them lose their benefits based off what they already did and everything that they already inherited.
So they inherited their benefits and they shouldn't be able to lose it, what you're saying.
Right. So, you know, it's just like if I go buy a lottery ticket, win a lottery, win the money, and then I commit a criminal act, my money stay in the bank.
Yeah, then they don't want to give you the money.
They don't want to give you money. No, there's two different things right there. You know, I feel like jail and be punished to the extent of the law is warranted. Definitely.
But they do say that if you spend a year in jail, you do lose those benefits.
Well, if that's what the law entails, then tough. But if the extent of what they did was 9 months, 10 months, I am all in accordance with the law. If the law said over a year you lose your benefits, then okay, that's a consequence that's not something that's just been made up.
Yeah.
Right. It's already been implemented and we can deal with that. Yeah. But to say that somebody should lose their benefits based off an action that they committed, you know, albeit very, very disgusting, causing an insurrection, I said, no, don't let them lose their benefits, but punish them to the extent of the law. And then wherever the chips fall, let them fall and let it may. You know, I just don't feel like somebody put in a work to gain something and they should lose it based off an action that they do outside of the realm of being a veteran.
Well, you know, normally I would agree with you on that aspect, Demby.
Yeah.
But because the action is so grievous.
Right.
That's why I wouldn't agree with you on that. Because I think if the veteran earned, you know, we earned the benefits.
Yeah.
I think that after you try to overthrow the government that was giving you the benefits,
you didn't want it in the first place.
how could that government now still be obligated to give you a pension or benefits that you were trying to overthrow the government?
Right. Well, and with the case with this, you know, as much as we might disagree about this, if they take their benefits, I'm not going to be crying no tears over there for them. Definitely not, because you put yourself in a predicament. I just feel like someone earned something based off the good that they did. You cannot take their good and compare it with the bad. You did all these good things, and you did one bad thing, so we're going to take everything that you inherited being good. You know, I just don't feel like that is right.
You don't feel like making
it's kind of difficult for me. But like I said, you know, one thing I can agree with you guys about, you know, it is disgusting and it's a terrible act. And if they did take away their benefits, I wouldn't be crying any tears for them. No.
Well, I think that Reza said the act of storming the Capitol building, the government sanctioned building that help pass some of these laws that help you get those benefits, threatening to take the life of some of those people that are writing these laws into giving you the benefits. I feel like they should lose their benefits only because of that situation. I still don't even agree with the 1 year thing. I feel like if you're a veteran and you earn your benefits, you should be able to go to jail, come back, and still have your benefits. You earned it.
Right.
I don't think you should take it away from them. But I think that because these guys was trying to overthrow the United States government that is giving them benefits, I don't think they deserve to continuously get this benefit anymore.
And before I let Reza go, this is my thing with it. You know. I think if it was on a normal times and normal circumstances, if we didn't have 45 in power, then, and it was off normal basis, these guys stormed, then I may have looked at it a little bit different. But when you got government officials, former mayor, the president of the United States inciting these kind of actions and these kind of violence, it just have a different connotation to me. The notion of it just feel a little bit more different.
Yeah.
I feel like higher authorities boost up these people to go do this, with these people believing that they were doing something good. So the same people who helped pass the laws to benefit them were inciting the violence.
Some of them definitely.
Some of them were, exactly. Yeah. So I feel like when you are influenced or coerced into doing certain things, I feel like the extent of what could happen shouldn't happen if nothing happened to the people that are in charge of inciting the insurrection.
I could understand that, but before I even touch on that, Reza, you have a rebuttal for that?
Well, I would say, well, look at it like this, right? You went inside to the Capitol.
Right.
And you created such an egregious act. You should not get the benefits. Now, we could look at the military. You have some people that serve in the military their first term and their first 4 years, and then the next year they did something, they got kicked out. Some of these people don't get those benefits. Because
they didn't serve the annual time.
Right, they didn't fulfill their contract.
So they didn't get those benefits. Something could have been wrong with them, or they went to war, they came back, they got kicked out.
Right.
They didn't get those benefits.
True.
So
indeed.
So now I'm looking at it the same way. Yes, you did serve, you got the benefits. So I'm looking at it as you did something like that over to our government, we kicking you out of the system.
And that is not really a bad take, and I understand that. And of course, even in a discussion, we learn and can change our stance in certain aspects. I just feel like it's a slippery slope now when things are just being drawn up as we go along. And being that, that wasn't part of the law to begin with. Now, if it was a part of the law that was implemented, then of course I wouldn't have a problem with it. And to say that, look, you did this one crime, we're going to take away all of that. What if he's a veteran for 15, 20, 25 years, stuff like that?
To push back on that, I think when they wrote the law, I think that they didn't have insight that veterans would try to overthrow the government.
Absolutely, and you're 100% right. So no, I agree, and you're 100% right, because honestly, I don't think they wrote the law to even think anyone would do that.
Overthrow the government.
You understand what I'm saying? So I agree with you guys as far as if those benefits was taken away from them, it would be something that I think about for 1 second and that's it. I wouldn't feel bad for them because I can sit there. I sat there in my living room and saw this unfolding, and I could not believe what I saw. So definitely, if they take it away, fine. But I just don't, I don't want to go down a road where, being a veteran myself, I want to go down a road where it's like, hey, if this is it, what's next?
I mean, I understand what you're saying with that when it comes to those situations, because I look at it in the aspect of these guys are criminals. Now, I don't look at them as anything other than criminals.
Yeah, they are.
That came to the Capitol, the U.S. Capitol, to cause as much problem, as much devastation, and to kill U.S. government official. While they're veterans, they came there to kill lawmakers, so-called the vice president, and I do understand the fact that you say that because the president doesn't get, the ex-president, the two-time impeached ex-president doesn't get
absolutely
to be charged, or he doesn't get any punishment. But they say what's good for the goose is
good for the gander,
and you still have to say you're responsible for your action.
Definitely.
No, you are.
Because if I'm following someone and I go and I kill someone or do something, I'm going to get locked up.
Yeah, he might not get locked up.
He might not.
Because he's not the one that killed the person.
Right. So I'm saying this, that you have to know what you're doing. As a human being, you got to do your own research. You got to know that, hey, is this right or this wrong? And not for 1 second did I ever think that was right what they did.
No, and I agree with you. I didn't think that was right. I'm saying, what if the charge for what they did is 9 months in prison? No, somebody serve their 9 months and still lose their benefits? I just don't. I can't come to grips with that, even though I understand completely where you guys are coming from. Now, you cannot put me in prison for 9 months and then you take it a step further and take away my benefits. Like, what do you want me to do after you do that to me? And that's what I always look at. And this may be a topic for another day. But you put me in prison for 9 months. You take away my benefits and do all of this to me. Now, if that is all I have for my income, what do you think I'm going to be doing now?
Well,
what do you create?
I would be thinking that you shouldn't have stormed the Capitol in the first place. Then you would have lost benefits.
My time and my benefits, right?
So you would be in a good predicament if you did not if I did try to overthrow the U.S. government.
And that can be looked at as part of the consequences as well.
Exactly.
Right. And I'm not.
So there must be consequences to these guys' action. And you to tell me that a 9-month sentence is equate to overthrowing the government, then we should all try to overthrow the government then. If you're only going to get 9 months in jail.
Right. I mean, that was just like an example.
I know what I said.
So yeah, you know what I mean?
But just I said, the punishment for the crime should be extreme.
Extreme, right.
Because they try to overthrow the government.
Because they try to and like I said, you know, I just have to give certain feedback from a different perspective.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So what you guys are saying is very good. What Razor said make a lot of sense. And maybe on a different day I might even agree with you guys. You know, I just feel like being a veteran who's been through so much. And, you know, I just didn't do like a couple, I did years. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, decades. So it's like when it comes on to it, I feel like, look, the challenges that we went through and all the issues that we face and the deficiencies doesn't go away. So if you as a veteran getting some form of benefits for some kind of deficiencies that the military incurred upon you, I don't think nothing should take that away. But you also should be punished within the rules of the law.
So would you overthrow the government?
I would never do that.
Next question.
Yeah.
So if your son come to you now and try to take your life, try to take all of your belongings, would you still leave him an inheritance at the end of the day?
No, I would not. I would not do that. Because no, this is the thing, you know. When you do that, you show me that, listen, you have no respect for authority. Just like those people for insurrection. They don't have no respect for authority. But the authoritative figure was the one who incited.
Yeah, but
and
the thing is, he wasn't the only authoritative figure. And at some point, we have to let these guys take responsibility for their action and not pass it off to the big clown. They should take responsibility for their action. No,
put it this way. Maybe we could draw a parallel this way. Mm-hmm. Listen, you put the governmental officials in prison for their punishment, and then I agree with you.
Definitely agree with that.
Let's do that.
Lock up the whole of them.
Lock up all of them then and take away the benefits. Then you know what? Fling with the key. And then you know what? Okay, I agree with you. Take away the benefits too. And then
if that's the angle that you're looking at it, I could understand.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, because I personally heard, which you guys do, because I definitely know Sean P do, because Sean P stay on top of current events with that. And I know Razor do as well. So we sit there, and I know y'all heard when that guy who was a 2-time mayor said, trial by combat. We're going to go.
Yeah.
That is clear as day to me. That's what he said. So this is what you do. Give him his punishment too, and then you can do anything you want to do with all the insurrectionists.
What are you saying about that, Razor?
Well, I'll even go a step further. They all of them should be locked up. You know, they should be locked up. The people that went in there, they should be locked up and lead by example. You know, hey, this will never happen again.
Right.
You know, so but 90% of the time what happened is the man that's on top get a slap on the wrist.
That's it.
And the man that's on
he didn't even get a slap on the wrist. He didn't put his wrist out.
Yeah.
He got a candy bar.
Yeah, they gave him a send-off into millions of taxpayer dollars, and he took the Air Force One
from Andrews Base,
the next president. Right. That the next president had to flew himself in. This is the nonsense that goes on in the U.S. government, and then they expect people to understand this foolishness, and then they want you to act like it's okay.
So and based off those principles, no, I don't feel like the veterans should lose their benefits based off that principle alone, you know. But like Razor said, if you're telling me that, okay, everybody, you're going to be held culpable, then of course, take their benefits. Yeah. Take them foot off, take them hand off if you want. But make sure that, hey, it's coming all the way from the top.
Definitely. And in saying that, right?
Yeah.
I wanted to say that sometimes when you do an action, not everyone that does the action, plan the action, or even a part of the action get reprimanded or get held accountable for that action. But the ones who are caught should. And then you do have times where the guy is so big that no action is ever put against him. Yeah. But for me, I would be satisfied with them losing their benefits because they were there to overthrow the government. Well, that would teach them that next time they want to go out there and do what this guy want them to do, it was an egregious act and it must be an egregious punishment for these guys to not do that again. But no 3-4 years in prison for storming the Capitol cannot suffice to me for that.
No, and it cannot suffice. I'm just worried based off even what's going on in today's world right now, where you got these people based off their silly ideology going around shooting up people.
Well, I mean, they went there to kill.
They went there. They went to kill. And they did.
And they did.
You know?
And like I said, you know, it's just one of those things where, look, I wouldn't shed a tear for them if they did lose it. I just look at it from the perspective of, okay, one thing I know what you've been through as a veteran. I know that part. Being an insurrectionist, I don't know. I can imagine, and I know how I felt. But I was in your shoes. TV. I saw it on TV. But I lived it. As a veteran, I lived it, and I felt that. Right.
Yeah.
Who'd have thought that? You'd have never even thought that.
Did the Brits get to the Capitol?
They burned part of it.
They burned a White House down.
Yeah. White House, but they didn't get to the Capitol.
Did they get to the
who knows?
Even the Confederate Army. They didn't even get
that was the most disturbing part about it. Yeah. There's no way a Confederation flag should be flying. Now you see that take on another animal to me in itself.
See,
because knowing history, that shouldn't.
It has never happened before
until
that day. As far as we know.
So you got to take the steps to or
ban them. You have to punish them.
Yeah, you got
to be punished.
It's so much to dislike and be disdain about what happened that day.
See, the problem is, the FBI released that white supremacy is running amok in the U.S. Police Department and in the U.S. military. So if and when they change these guys out of the military, then maybe we won't have to worry about veterans storming the Capitol anymore, because maybe we will get rid of them. And I'm not saying that everybody that stormed the Capitol was white supremacists, but they agreed with it.
They agreed with it. Of course they did. Of course they did.
You know, it's all up to them. But, you know, with closing out, we ran this segment a little hot. But, you know, we're trying to keep our segments a little down more to, you know, to wrap up our things and when we talk real quick. So we're going to close out by saying that, you know, Demi doesn't agree. Me and Razor agree, but I could see Demi's point of not wanting a veteran to lose their money. But I just think that those set of veterans did such an egregious act that they should, in fact, lose their benefits and their freedom for the rest of their life. But that's my opinion. That's what I think. That's Demi's opinion. It's Razor's opinion. You give us your opinion in the comment section. This is the Anything Goes podcast. It's Sean Peoples. It's Demby. This is Mr. Razor. If you like our movement and you want to keep up what we got going on, like, subscribe,
and share.
This is the Anything Goes podcast, man. We out of here.